Ah, this is Danhouse here, very nice or evil. You are watching True Heel Heat. Probably should have had MJF do this, but here we are.
Hello. It is me, True Hill Phenom, SP3. We are live on the True Hill Heat YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter for another edition, AEWramble episode 49, The Forgotten Door. We are here to talk about the June 29th 2022 edition of AEW Dynamite, Blood and Guts 2, centered around the two-ring steel cage showdown between the Jericho Appreciation Society and the Puerto Rican Combat Club. Of course, I am here with the man of 44,000 subscribers. I feel like you get another 45. See, I feel like you get another 1,000 every single week that we talk. He is the man you go to for your TV and movie reviews, comic book author extraordinaire, and of course, the biggest critic of Tony Khan on wrestling YouTube. He is Jimmy Macram.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Progress Day, because clearly Tony Khan hired a booker of some kind, because last night, hey, good job on you, sir.
And for all of those, I like that actually in the live chat. I was gonna say, sound off in the live chat. I like Bone Daddy. That needs to be what we call the viewers of AEWramble, the Ramblers.
I don't hate that.
The Ramblers. Come on, Ramblers.
I hate Bone Daddy as a name, but I don't hate Ramblers. Good job.
The Ramblers. That's what we're going to call each and every one of you that join us every Thursday, 1:05 p.m. Eastern Time for AEWramble. We're going on a full year of doing AEWramble in 3 weeks' time, Jimmy. It's been 3 weeks since we've been doing these live reviews.
So that's 49 weeks. Well, I wasn't here 1 week, so 48 weeks of just yelling about this fucking nonsense. Awesome.
Wait, you missed a week? No, I pretty much. I think
every week.
No, that was AE recap. We literally, because it wasn't me or you doing it live, we called that the final edition of AE recap. But we've been doing 49 weeks, almost a full year of these live reviews of AEW Dynamite the day after.
Jesus, that's a lot. Well, I enjoy you all. Not always a show, but I enjoy you guys.
I mean, you're going on 3 years of doing these reviews on this channel.
I've almost quit like 3 times. I think it's a yearly thing.
Once per year, you almost quit.
Get me out of here.
I think everyone is very happy you have not quit. You are one of our most popular personalities for either fans to argue with or
Yeah, hey,
or cheer you on. And then we got CM, I see already in the live chat, your lawyer and disclaimer counter extraordinaire. But of course, we want to thank everyone for joining us on AEWramble episode 49. We appreciate all of you. Show your appreciation back by dropping the thumbs up on this video. Share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you are new to the True Hill Heat YouTube channel, smash that subscribe button. Hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. If you're watching us on Facebook or Twitter, drop a like, drop a heart, a laugh, an angry emoji, however AEW Dynamite from last night made you feel. Let us know with those emotes. If you're watching us on Facebook, remember to retweet this video. If you're watching us on Twitter, and of course, The live chat is probably the most important part of this show. We're an interactive show, so we love to hear from you what you thought about AEW Dynamite. So sound off in the live chat. We'll try to highlight as many of your comments as possible, but the best way to have your comment highlighted and to support the channel is with a super chat donation. We are closing off. This is one of the last streams that we are doing for the month of June, so we're trying to close off strong. So those super chat donations help us out. It helps out the contributors of the channel, helps the channel grow. So we always appreciate that, and it's the best way. Have your comment highlighted on screen. Like Ace, we got here, who says, "What's up, SP3, Jimmy, and chat?" We got EVB, one of the regulars in the chat, saying, "Hey, everyone." This is actually, I told Jimmy right before we went live that EVB was the person that gave you the LVP for Forbidden Door because you didn't watch.
Shocking. I thought he was on a good streak there for a while. He had turned his life around, but he's right back on Team SP3.
And just to let everyone know, Jimmy did not watch Forbidden Door. I told him, he tried to make some bad analogies about me not watching the season finale of Black Sails. I was like, that's literally like you watched every single episode of a series and then didn't watch the finale.
Let me ask you something. I can't think of a series I hate, but I'm sure there's a series you hate. And if you watched it for fucking 9 episodes, and then here comes the season finale, and they go, season finale is great, I would go, so what? The build-up stunk. I'm not interested. I don't enjoy wrestling for wrestling's sake. I don't. I'm being completely honest. I just don't. Sorry. I don't.
You would have enjoyed Moxley versus Tanahashi. I know that.
Okay, maybe I'll watch that.
And Claudio's.
Know what I'll do? I'll go on YouTube and I'll look up 2 hours of gymnastics. I'll watch that. And then I'll go watch Moxley and Tanahashi. Same result.
You're outrageous. You're outrageous. There was some great wrestling on this show. The show of the year. I will tell you about it. We'll talk about that more on True Hill Heat on Saturday, of course. We got the Negro Buck Nick Jackson saying, "Hey, let's go, Ramblers." We got he also says, "So every year Jimmy tries to quit." Yes. In fact, I think I already answered this question for MEB. Did Jimmy check out any matches from Forbidden Door? Nope.
How pleasant that question is after he gave me LVP. Fucking, and this motherfucker.
We also got Ace who's pleading with you. Try not to get disclaimers today.
I don't think so. I loved last night's show. I think I'm good.
I certainly agree. And we got Frantic World who agrees with us, saying AEW Dynamite was really good last night. Keep those comments coming. Like I said, super chat donations help out the channel so much. But let's get into this show. And you see the tagline on this show. Was it the best episode of AEW Dynamite of the year? We're going to figure that out as we go through the show, and we'll answer that question, both me and Jimmy, at here. But let's get into AEW Dynamite from June 29th, 2022, from the Little Caesars Arena in Detroit, Michigan. Of course, as usual, we'll start off by asking Jimmy, what did you think about this crowd? Where, in my opinion, was one of the best crowds AEW has had, I would say.
No, that was an average crowd, but they were giving a great show, so it felt like a great crowd. All those other great crowds giving shit, so they reacted like shit. I don't know what to tell you. Sorry, I'm sticking up for everybody. I'm here for you. Don't let them dog you out like that. Detroit's not special.
So mean. We actually started off the show different. They kicked off with the full lineup for the night, and no Jim Ross on commentary, which was similar to what they did at Forbidden Door, where Forbidden Door, you had Kevin Kelly from New Japan Pro Wrestling, Excalibur, and Taz for most of the night and most of the matches, and then you had Tony Schiavone come out to say it's Sting during the Dudes with Attitude versus Bullet Club match. And you had Jim Ross come out for Orange Cassidy versus Will Ospreay in the final 3 matches after that. So do you like, and they saved Jim Ross on this show for Blood and Guts, do you like this uses of Jim Ross?
It does feel special. I don't quite understand it until before. I thought this was like a way to avoid JR shitting on all the fucking nonsense they like to do, like with Orange Cassidy and stuff. But apparently he did the Orange Cassidy match at the fucking pay-per-view, so I don't know why. Outside the fact that Tony Khan likes to have things move.
Because the Orange Cassidy match of the pay-per-view was one of the best matches of the year. One of the best matches of the year, which caused people in Detroit to cheer for Orange Cassidy, despite him, not having "Where's My Mind." He went back to his old independent theme to kick off this episode of Dynamite with Jefferson Starship's Jade. This song rocks. This the beginning intro. I know this is your first time hearing him with this song. What do you think of it?
First time hearing him with the song. I have heard the song before. I like Jefferson Airplane. I got used to the other one. Gotta be honest, I like the other one.
I mean, I like the other one too, but that intro, I'm sorry, it gets you hyped. Dun, 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 dun. Like that, that's a bop. That's a pop from the very beginning. It's like, yes. Dun, dun. And then then the beat hits, and then he comes out. Great stuff. He came out with
what they feel like heels if you look at this picture. Right? These fucking three dudes.
A little bit. They were dressed basically as Ken and Barbie in the new Ken and Barbie film. With tie-dye outfits. Orange Cassidy was here to face Ethan Page, who of course came out with Dan Lambert. He talks trash about the city of Detroit, about his opponents, Orange Cassidy and the Best Friends, asking the referee to, if they don't have a managerial license, then they shouldn't be at ringside. So the referee kicked out the Best Friends, and fans chanted bullshit. What do you think about the news going into this show that Chuck Taylor had blacked out his Twitter page? So a lot of people thought that he was basically done with AEW. Were you or would you be surprised if he would be done with AEW soon?
No, they appear to be clean. Tony Khan appears to be cleaning house. That roster is kind of overloaded. We'll talk about the match soon. Ethan Page lost his match, and I was like, I don't even think you could move the Ethan Page up this card. I just don't think there's room for it. You just kind of got to lose. Sorry.
It is true. It is true. But what we got was this matchup, of course, after the Best Friends were ejected. Orange Cassidy versus Ethan Page. Orange puts his hands in his pockets to start off, getting the better of Ethan. He then flexes and goes for a body slam, which became the story of the match. Page's size would constantly stop Orange Cassidy from completing the body slam. He got a nice little arm drag and hit a tope suicida. He followed up with a cross body. After trying for the body slam a second time, Page gets the advantage and sends OC to the outside. Lambert lays in the lazy kicks on OC's head. Ethan hits a brainbuster for a near fall. He tries for the Eagle's edge, but the power of the pockets is what helps him break free. OC then reverses another Eagle's edge into a Hurricane Rana into the corner. After a distraction from Lambert, Ethan hits a gorilla press into a power slam, but then OC reverses another power move into the Stun Dog Millionaire and follows up with a Tornado DDT for a near fall. Dan Lambert got into the matchup on the apron towards the end of this. He gets on the apron and takes some lazy strikes from OC, ending with Orange taking his orange juice and taking a sip. Page tries to hit OC, but he moves out the way. He hits an orange punch. He then spits the orange juice into Dan Lambert's face. He then hits a second orange punch, and then finally, after 4 attempts, he body slams. The power of the pockets. He body slams Ethan Page for the win. I thought that this was a simple story. It was very similar to the MJF Darby Allin story, which was all about, I could beat you with a headlock takeover. OC basically being a babyface was like, I can beat you with a body slam, and he eventually got the job done after 2 orange punches and the power slam. I thought that this was a fun opener, and man, how over is Orange Cassidy for all the bad mouthing you do of him? He had a near 5-star matchup at Forbidden Door with Will Ospreay, and then he has a very good opening match to this show, and then post-match, of course, the Best Friends come out and give OC the hug, because you got to give the people what they want. What did you think, Jimmy?
Well, a simple match. This was a This was for simple people, you mean? This was what it was. I don't want to hear about a 5-star match with Will Ospreay. According to you all, he was the best wrestler in the world 12 seconds ago. And fucking Tanahashi was the best wrestler in the world 15 seconds ago. And it was Okada, and it was Omega, and it was fucking AJ Styles, and it was Drake. You guys have a new wrestler in the world every 12 seconds. Enough of you people. That aside, this match was fine. I don't like the body slam spot because Orange Cassidy doesn't feel like a weakling to me. I know he's got a bad shoulder, but you can see he's relatively well built. And Ethan Page isn't the super heavyweight. He can lift up Ethan Page. Matter of fact, Orange Cassidy's strong enough to lift up Ethan Page against his will. So it was dumb. But it's wrestling, Jimmy. You need to fine. It was a fun match. That's it. Agreed.
Okay.
I don't agree with this nonsense.
At least you said you thought it was a fun match. That's all I want. That's all I wanted. Annika says that she liked the old song, so agreeing with you. John Elite says OC's new theme sounds too generic. Prefer Where Is My Mind more. I wouldn't say that at all. What type of BS is that? Yes. Frantic World informing us on SRS Fightful's live stream last night. He said that TK was able to keep Chuck Taylor, Hikaru Shida, and more wrestlers in AEW. He did report.
Okay.
What happened?
Oh, he can keep as many wrestlers as he wants in AEW. It's not his fucking money. What does he care?
It is his money. He's using his money.
Stop it.
What are you trying to say? He's stealing his dad's money for his wrestling project?
Have you read the? I was arguing with some fucking piece of shit on Twitter about some wrestling fan of some kind on Twitter.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
I was having a discussion with somebody on Twitter about Tony Khan, and I had he was like, send proof. I was like, fine. All right, fine. They can do work. I know this is true, so I'm just looking it up. It's not that difficult. And you read some of the quotes that Shad has about fucking his kids, it's shocking. And you see why Tony Khan acts the way he acts. He was like, well, I don't really believe it is AEW thing, but this will be yours and your sister's when I die anyway, so do what you want with it. I went, wait a minute. What? It's a toy. It's a fucking toy for Tony Khan. Never forget it.
He bought his son a toy. I mean, people love lovely stuff like that. That's lovely. That's a lovely father. That's a lovely father. Buying his son a toy.
12 years old. He's a 40-year-old man.
Lovely stuff. MCAS saying that's some WrestleMania 3 shit right there in Detroit, baby. I knew that had to be what they were going for. Yes. That's what made it even better.
Listen, Orange Cassidy's fine. I enjoy Orange Cassidy in this role. I've kind of come around to Cash's side, where I don't really care to see him against Will Ospreay or Chris Jericho.
That was fantastic. You need to watch the match. Watch the match.
Not the issue.
It told a great story because of the character that has been established.
I don't like good wrestling for good wrestling's sake. I need to have.
It's not good wrestling. It's a good story.
What can be a good story? Did he not wrestle like Orange Cassidy?
No, he wrestled like Orange Cassidy to get under the skin of Will Ospreay.
That's not true. You're right. It could be. I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna give that match a shot because I don't want Will Ospreay to bite me, so I will give that match a shot.
Okay. EVB says still can't stand Lambert, but can't argue with the heat he gets. I just think Ethan Page doesn't need him. I like the power slam story of the match. Yes. It was simple yet effective.
I agree. Ethan Page doesn't need anybody. Ethan Page is fantastic, but it's a loaded card. That's all I'll say.
I mean, I think Ethan Page, due to his talking, would get over more as a babyface because he's so good. I think Lambert's there to keep him as a heel.
Ooh. This is true.
That's what I think. MCAT says Meltzer also said AEW was dealing with COVID outbreak, so that's why the first hour had the matches they had. I felt it was fine. Yeah, I was going to talk about, how the first half of the show in comparison to the second half of the show, which was all devoted to the blood and guts match. I like the fact that we got to see their mid card. We didn't see a lot of the main eventers in this, but they gave a spotlight for the mid card in this first hour of the show.
A COVID outbreak sounds like the greatest thing that ever happened to AEW because it forced Dummy to only play with a few of his toys instead of all of them like he does on every other show. Keep it focused. Put the cocaine down and pay attention. And I love the first hour of the show. It felt like it had a point. It felt focused, not like every other fucking show he does. Thank you, COVID Outbreak. Apparently the new booker of AEW. I hope everybody's okay. I know it could get serious.
Yes, please. Queen Mode says that Jimmy's takes make me laugh. See, I told you, you're one of the more popular ones. Except if you're Ninja Mortis.
His toys, play some more. All right, sit down, fucking R. Kelly, you creep. What? Play with your toys? Yeah, play some more. Yeah.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
And we got Ninja Mortis who says reluctant Jimmy is reluctant. There you go.
See.
And he says just watch the show.
Fine. Fuck.
We're gonna put that on Patreon. I'm gonna make people pay for you to talk about. Next we had what was our one of our MVPs for last week, our favorite segment, pretty much unanimous from both of us for last week, which was Christian Cage. And the question became, how could Christian Cage talking about Jungle Boy's dad being dead and not being able to see him embarrassed and ashamed? Well, Christian came out with Tony Schiavone on stage to interview him. He says he once again came out with that awesome turtleneck and jacket look, this time in black. He says, and the fans are booing Christian loudly. Cage says he was asked by upper management to apologize about the disrespectful comments about Jungle Boy, especially singling out his father. Christian says he's never apologized for anything in his career, but he says he is sorry. His whole family isn't dead and had to watch Christian end him 2 weeks ago. Well, he corrects himself to say everyone in his family except for his mom, which he says to call him. Christian said if they are wondering why he is standing out here in his street clothes, he said that he did ask for a match, but he never said that it was for him. And out comes the evil, dark Luchasaurus with a new dark entrance, like a medieval dinosaur cane with fire and pyro getting everywhere. He comes out with a new black mask and gear instead of his traditional green one. Commentary talks about Christian brainwashing Luchasaurus, and he's here to first Serpentico, and he absolutely destroys him in about a minute, maybe less than a minute. Luchasaurus quickly destroys him, finishing him off with a snare trap with a nerve hole. This was short to the point, just a squash win to kind of establish this new version of Luchasaurus. And of course, Christian was very pleased. Post-match Luchasaurus.
Oh my God.
Post-match Luchasaurus delivers a chokeslam on the floor to Serpentico to leave him laying. What did you think about the promo from Christian and the new look for Luchasaurus?
Christian is great. I've said this for years, and I'm so glad he turned heel. It almost makes that ridiculously long thing with Jungle Boy not worth it. I gotta be honest. I really like the booking here. Not evil Luchasaurus, because good Lord, we've seen this how many times now? We saw evil Penta, and we saw not evil, but a different Statlander. All right, we got it. You change your color and then you come out a different tunnel. We got it. But this watch is fine. I like the booking here. I like this. It feels like Dummy realized that things are supposed to go A, B, C, not A, D, 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 D. It's supposed to have a progression. Christian turns heel. Christian explains why he turns heel. There's a Luchasaurus spot. Now Luchasaurus is heel. Now next week we'll get the explanation for why the fuck Luchasaurus turned heel. I like it. Common sense. And it better be that Marco thing, because that was fucking fantastic.
I like how this feud is being paced out, where we're getting small doses each week, and I think it's being told very, very well so far. And it's honestly probably my favorite thing on AEW outside of Eddie Kingston. Whatever Eddie Kingston's doing, I would say whatever Christian's doing right now is my favorite thing. And we have some breaking news from the reporter extraordinaire himself, Truly Hero Romeo, who lets us know that Logan Paul has officially signed with WWE.
don't know what that means.
It means that internet social media icon Logan Paul has signed with WWE as a performer.
Hasn't he done much? Already done stuff? Or was that the other one?
He did a match at WrestleMania, but a lot of people viewed that as like Bad Bunny, who did like a one-off at WrestleMania in 2021. They didn't think he would sign full time, but apparently Logan Paul has. I love your non-reaction.
I'm so reaching for something to give a fuck about. But all right.
MCATS also brings up that we got no flips or kicks, just straight big man stuff from the scary dinosaur. Yeah, like
Penta and Stat aren't healed. Luchasaurus is a heel. Thank you, stupid. Thank God for that. I don't know what would we do without you. Did you?
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
Stupid is strong. I just meant, yes, we know. That was the point. Yes. We're aware. Yes.
Man, I love it. We also got Frantic Roller who says Luchasaurus is way better than Kane.
Listen, wait a minute. Hold on now.
I mean, as a person, you might.
Hold on now, because listen, I get Kane as a man of different political opinions than the rest of us, with common sense. But come on now, Kane is solid, like really solid in the ring.
He's had a legendary career, despite being an absolute nincompoop outside of the ring.
I'm so shocked. I'm never mind. I really don't get myself in trouble, especially for something I don't agree with. I'm not going to stand on that fucking hill.
Please don't. He says the turtleneck turns Christian into the biggest supervillain. It does. It adds a lot to the presentation. I will say.
He's a fucking professional. He looks like not like a mercenary. He looks like the guy who fucking hires mercenaries. This is my team. That guy.
Exactly, like an evil genius who's just assembling an army to go to take down the world. Oh man, it's great stuff. And a lot of people agree with you, Safet, saying I don't care about Logan Paul, and Ninja Mortis saying really Logan Paul Z.
It's so weird.
It's a move. It's a move by WWE.
I mean, he's a name. I assume he helped pop the number for them at some point. That wears out over time. Look at Ronda Rousey.
Okay, I'm gonna let that go. Next, we had Tony Schiavone. He was then backstage to interview the TNT champion, Scorpio Sky, and Wardlow. Scorpio brings up the last time that Wardlow had a shot, he was left laying. Tony Schiavone does bring up, you had a little bit of help there. Wardlow tells Sky to bring every member of America Top Team he's got because he will beat them all and then take the TNT title. Scorpio challenges Wardlow to a TNT title match for next week, but says that it will be a street fight, and that was made official later on in the night. Do you think we're going to get new TNT champion Wardlow next week?
We're either going to have that or an MJF return, one or the other. I'm here for it either way.
I hope it's just Wardlow winning, honestly. I'm done with this. I love Scorpio, but
I love that. You're already over it. He hasn't even done anything with the belt yet, except change the color.
I know. Like, that's the whole thing. That's the whole thing. All he did was change the color of it. When they turned him back heel, I had to get off the bandwagon. I was on the bandwagon after the babyface turn in the ladder match in April. And then, like, less than a month later, they turned him back heel. It was like, why?
Because
it was interesting with how, you remember how Ethan Page and Dan Lambert responded to him shaking hands with Frankie Kazarian. Like, that was an interesting story, and they just said, no, fuck that.
Stop saying they. There's only one person running things there, sir. As far as we know.
Unless he has to blame somebody,
Absolutely. Then it's Chris Jericho. Somebody else. Look at that face. Did you see him hugging people? Oh my God.
Oh, he's great. He's the greatest hugger in
anybody take this guy seriously. Imagine
he's
Claudio
the greatest.
I made such a mistake.
It's okay. It's okay to hug people. Why are you upset by a hug?
You're my boss. Get the fuck away from me.
Many people upset by a damn hug. I've never seen, especially like someone like Vince Russo, who admitted that he doesn't hug his wife.
Wait,
like that was just weird.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Vince Russo was like, I don't even hug my wife like that, and everybody called him out. It's like you literally have gone on record and say you blamed wrestling for why your marriage wasn't working, but then you admit that you don't hug your wife. I mean, that sounds like a personal problem.
Sir, please go hug your wife immediately. Please. Like, what the fuck?
I was like, I mean, you know, say like you just said, and I'm not going to give him a disclaimer for that, but to outwardly admit that you don't hug your wife like that. I mean, I think your wife might want to hug like that.
I mean, unless you hate your guts at this point, which she might. But give her a hug. She might break.
I mean, most people do.
Hey, look, dude. Come on now. Like, what part of this is okay? What is Claudia supposed to do?
It's okay to hug people. It's okay to hug people. It's okay. It's okay.
Poor Claudia, I gotta say.
It's okay to hug. What's wrong with a hug? What's wrong with a hug?
Nothing. You should hug your wife. You should hug your girlfriend. You should hug your brother or your sister or your fucking best friend. Not your employee, you creep. If this was the woman, we'd be saying this is creepy. As it is.
Next time I see you, I'm gonna bring it in for the real thing. You want to hug it out? Let's hug it out, bitch. Let's hug it out, bitch. Oh man, only us and a few others will get that reference. But yes, moving on to the next matchup. Of course, we had Max Caster and the Gun Club come out, so we have to talk about the Max Caster rap, where he said that Danhausen looks like a juggalo. He also says that how the fans gonna cheer a white boy doing whiteface, and then he says that Danhausen will pay for calling the Guns the ass boys. Danhausen makes his entrance for the 6-man tag team matchup that the Max Caster and the Gun Club challenged him to. And he says that he found some tag team partners who I guess are pretty good at the wrestling, and it was none other than the best theme song in the business. Oh my god, I love when the music hits. This is the FTR 7-star FTR, the new IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Champions and ROH World Tag Team Champions. This is another match you need to see from Forbidden Door, because this is something you have to credit Tony Khan for his booking. They booked a injury angle in it, so that was perfect. That was, for everything that we know about all the injuries, I think that was the best way to get people involved in that matchup. Doing injury.
I would say so. Outside of maybe the fact that it didn't pay off later with Adam Cole or tonight with Santana. You should stop jinxing this shit, sir. Stop hugging and start paying attention.
Damn, why you have to crap on everything?
I'm just saying, don't book injury angles ever. Or rarely, we'll say.
He said, please stop doing that. Ninja Ward is talking about that Scorpio segment, saying, let Scorpio out wrestle Wardlow, like seriously outclass him and win clean. Nope, that ain't happening.
Only if you're done with Wardlow. You've officially given up, sure.
Tim Memcat says TK is a great hugger. Jimmy needs a hug.
That's hilarious.
Ninja Ward says, no one's allowed to hug.
These are creeps. Guys. These are fucking creeps. These are the same guys that they fucking hug women real tight, even though they just met them and they handshake guys. They're creeps. They're fucking creeps.
I hug my wife. I hug my wife like that. I don't know about y'all.
I hug everyone I know like that. But I have to know them.
He knows Claudio. He hired him.
He's your employee. Stop fucking trying to feel his muscles, you fucking creep. Sorry, it's creepy.
Nick Moore says people hating on the hug also don't eat hot dogs or bananas because they scared it's too dick shaped.
I love that. First of all, you spelled too wrong, and secondly, you eat hot dogs only because they're dick shaped. Don't blame me. Eat hot dogs for the taste.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
Why did he try to turn this into a homophobic thing? I fucking hug my stepfather, my godfather. I hug my godbrother. I hug my cousins. I don't hug random fucking employees. Are you fucking serious? Fucking weirdo.
We got ABB who says, by the way, the crowd at Forbidden Door is worth the watch alone. So there you go.
I bet all those fucking trench coats, and fucking unkempt beards and fucking Bullet Club shirts. Ugh.
And even our former guest from 2 weeks ago, Ness, says, yeah, that was definitely disclaimer worthy.
I'm trying to clean it up. They won't let me. They won't let me.
They won't let you.
Look at me. Thank you, sir. Exactly.
It's everybody else's fault.
EBB came around. He told you he's up and down, but mostly good play these recent weeks.
He said, you seen those meet and greet pictures of weird fans hugging wrestlers way too kindly. Wrestlers looking uncomfortable as fuck. They don't look uncomfortable with Tony Khan.
They kept hostage. Like what? Ugh. Look at this one. Look at Ricky. As long as Tony gives us these pay-per-views, he can hug whoever the fuck he wants. That's how Vince got away with all this shit for years. Oh, he gives us wrestling. Just do what you want.
How dare you compare that?
That's how he gets away with it. That's how he gets away with it because you people deal with it.
Anyway, talking about the 6-man tag team. Caster and the Gun Club isolate Danhausen until he makes a hot tag to Dax Harwood. FTR start hitting stereo rolling German suplexes on the Gun Club. Dax finishes off Austin with about 6 German suplexes. Austin botches a swinging neck breaker, but Dax tags out to Danhausen, who comes in with a pump kick and goes for the go to sleep. Billy Gunn distracts the referee, and Anthony Bowens he can walk. He can walk, ladies and gentlemen. He is out of the wheelchair to show he is now healthy. He brings in a crutch and goes to hit Danhausen with it, but instead he hits Austin Gunn by accident, and Danhausen gets the cover for the win. I thought that this was another pretty good matchup here, with the miscommunication between the Acclaim and the Gun Club being the story. Post-match, Austin Gunn gets upset at Bowens and pushes him away, and Billy defends the Acclaim and pushes his own son down on his ass. Yes, he chose his adopted black sons over his blood. I don't blame him. I'm sorry, I don't. What did you think about the match and the post-match here?
I gotta be honest, match is fine. It is what it is. Stop wasting FTR, please. That aside, post match, I gotta be honest. As much as I've hated on this ridiculousness over the last, couple months they've been doing, once they started arguing, I was like, no, I like the Sesame Daddy ass thing. Please don't get rid of that. I find it hilarious, and we're gonna keep that part. We're keeping the Sesame Daddy ass part, but we're getting rid of the fucking leftover fucking nonsense. I like the way it was actually kind of built up because if in the entrances, fucking Max tries to hand in the microphone and they both refuse it. The ass boys.
Yeah.
This to me was like actually more decent booking. What's going on here? We actually have shit moving forward instead of staying still for months and then coming around and saying long-term booking. I loved it. Good job. Good job. No, they're done. We're done with the Acclaim and the ass boys.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that Danhausen did curse Anthony Bowens before he failed to hit him with the crutch. So that was the key. That was the key, ladies and gentlemen. It was the cursing.
I gotta be honest. Danhausen, this is a good role for him as a bum.
Yeah. Danhausen, they've been booking him very well since he started wrestling in AEW, and I liked him picking FTR as his teammates. I wasn't expecting that. Well, maybe Hook was at a store buying chips. Why he couldn't be his tag team partner here?
Yeah, that's a shame. Remember when Hook was the hottest thing on TV? Yeah. Oh well.
He's
got some laughs with Hook happening.
Bone Daddy says it's
let's have some laughs.
Bone Daddy says it's a miracle. Bowens can walk. Yes, I called my nearest preacher and I was like, thank you. You got Bowens to walk. Bowens is great. I do agree. I think Jimmy does agree with that.
Yes, I love Anthony Bowens.
Absolutely. And we got EBB with a super chat donation. Thank you so much, EBB. We appreciate that. Saying, remember that random ass time Paul White turned on Billy Gunn, or Billy Gunn and the Ass Boys actually turned on Paul White on the go home to All Out. Where is our long awaited dream match? We never got that.
Angles escape me when I'm arguing with these bums. I always forget. I can always mention the Julia Hart thing, and I can mention something with Orange Cassidy, but I forget the truly awful shit like this. like fucking promos closing fucking pay-per-view. Anything with QT Marshall.
That did involve QT Marshall. Oh man. Oh, we got Ricky who says Bone Daddy equals Vince McMahon. Oh, Jesus, y'all are ridiculous.
That's
Y'all
such a weird. That Vince thing is so trippy. It's like the perfect cross section of everything right and wrong with everybody. It's so good and bad.
Society in general.
Yeah, it's like it's consensual, but he's a boss, so it's not consensual, and you're paying hush money. But it's not your money; it's the company's money. And is any such thing as consent when you're somebody's boss? And it's like, this is how about you just not do any of this? And it's not even the top 50 worst things Vince has ever done.
The referee, the original female referee in WWE, has come out and talked to, I think it was the New York Post or somebody, and talking about how he sexually assaulted her in the back of his limo in the 1980s. So
I did hear that.
Keeps getting deeper. It keeps getting deeper and deeper. But worry about Tony Khan hugging people, ladies and gentlemen. That's what it's all.
You think Vince started out raping people? That's how you think it started? No, it started with him pushing line. Then fuck it, I'm just gonna rape this motherfucker in the back of a fucking limo.
It started with a hug.
You don't think it started with a hug, unwarranted hug? No.
It started with a.
I'll tell you something. I'll tell you why. All you fucking, not you, because I know you've been out in the real world. I don't want the rest of these losers, but not all of you. Some of you. But all you guys stood up for Tony Khan. You don't live in the real world. You sit at home and you play on your computer. Those of us who live in the real world, we know niggas like this who hug girls uncomfortably all the fucking time. That's what they do. And then when they get caught some shit, everybody like, oh my God. He raped that girl? Yes, he's a fucking creep.
Oh my God. We also got MCats who says, yet the fans still love Vince, and now down to him as SMH. Yeah. Sad. It's sad when these fans cheer and sing along to his song, even after all this stuff has been exposed.
Vince is a godlike. Oh, you my boy Blue. Dang, that's what I was looking for. Hey friend, where's my hug? Yes, he's that guy. Yes, where's my hug? Them niggas. We all know them niggas.
Hey Fred, where's my hug? CM says don't call Vince the N-word. It gives him a complex.
As much as I hate on Vince and I hate everything he's done, I defend him against Malcolm X on that fucking what's up, my nigga? That's still the funniest thing I've ever seen on WWE television. I'm sorry. Malcolm X could rise up the grave and say, hey, that's wrong. I'd be like, let's hold on a second.
Was it not funny though? Was it not funny or was it funny? That's all I gotta ask. We get a promo and vignette of Sanjay Dutt with Jay Lethal and Satam Singh. Dutt wants Samoa Joe to come back and accept Lethal's challenge for a ROH TV title match at Death Before Dishonor on July 24th. Are you interested in the next ROH pay-per-view, Jimmy?
I give him all that credit for fucking moving things forward. We've seen the same promo 12 times.
We have, though. I can't even front.
No. I totally forgot Joe existed. Sorry.
I hope he comes back. Hope he comes back soon. Preferably next week, please. Jay Cargill versus with Kiera Hogan and Stokely Hathaway versus Leila Hirsch for the AEW TBS Championship was next. This is by far the earliest we have seen a women's match in quite some time. I had to mention that in my notes. Leila Gray is 0-4, but accepted Cargill's open challenge here. Cargill catches Gray on a crossbody, hits a fall-away slam into an impressive kip-up. Leila gets a roll-up for 2 when Jade talks trash to the crowd. Gray goes for a running bulldog, but Jade pushes her off and then hits the pump kick, and then she follows with Jaded for the victory here. This was an effective squash victory. Another win for Jade Cargill, going 34-0. Post-match, Stokely Hathaway gets the mic, and then Jade snatches it away, snatches out his hand, and she says she is tired of the girls bitching and moaning in the back. Jade says, next time, find me some real competition, Stokely. And Stokely says, wow. He says she is fired up because Jade sent out an open challenge, and someone who doesn't even work here, this girl hasn't even filled out a W-2, accepted the challenge. Stokes says that Athena and Chris Statlander aren't overlooked, they are lazy. And of course, this brings out Athena and Chris Statlander. They start running wild on the baddies. While this is going on, you can see Stokely whispering to Leila Gray, and that gets her to help out the baddies. And she pushes Athena off the top rope so the baddies can stand tall in a 3-on-2 beatdown. And then after that, Leila extends her hand to Stokes, but Jade pushes it aside and shows that she ain't with it. But it seemed to tease that Leila Gray would be the replacement baddie for Red Velvet, who is currently out injured. What did you think about the match and the post-match here?
Match was what it was. I do want to compliment Dummy again on Jade's presentation, because with a few missteps here and there, Jade's been perfect since she showed up. I gotta give it complete credit. Stokely Hathaway is hilarious in everything he does, and he's brilliant, because you got to choose W-2 because everybody's gonna get it, even though she wouldn't have filled out W-2. She's an independent contractor. That aside, I loved everything about the post match. I love them bringing her out, bringing Athena out. I love them beating up Jade 2-on-1, and I love Stokely Hathaway fucking manipulating this dummy into helping. And now you have options. We can either bring her in at some point, even though it feels kind of like very much like a offshoot of the Wheel of Yuta thing, or not. And we can bring somebody else in. This is awesome. This is awesome. I was shocked by how good that was.
Ness says this was the match of the night and not for the wrestling. I'll tell you that.
Okay,
this pervert.
Any fucking how do I say this without getting in trouble? Any of you who are threatened by Jade's appearance, you missed out on the great things in life, because whatever Jade wants to do, I'm down for it. As long as my booty hole stays out of it, I'm down for whatever Jade wants to do.
I don't know whether to give you a disclaimer or not.
No, take a thumbs up.
I'm not getting in trouble though. Just in case the missus is watching.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
Protect yourself, huh? Fair enough.
Gotta protect myself, ladies and gentlemen. Not only am I protecting future interviews, I'm protecting my love life. Oh man, that was outrageous. We got BB who says, I did like Leila potentially joining. Did Jay turn her down? I'm guessing in coming weeks she'll face people until someone comes along that does impress her. So,
ooh, I'm not mad at that either.
Yeah, maybe we could see that.
A whole gang. That'd be cool for that.
Yes, someone gives her some competition, and then that's the one that she accepts into the baddies. Will Chisholm says it felt like Tony Khan told him to say the women are lazy. That's why he booked one women's match.
That's hilarious.
KT 100 saying as long as Bodie stays out of it.
Put on a t-shirt.
Great quotes in the history of AEWramble. CM saying that Jade a freak on Twitter. That disclaimer should.
Oh, is that true? I gotta fucking look that up.
She says that if you let me step on you, ...
No, yeah.
Wait.
That's strong.
Someone.
Hey, I mentioned 280 the other day. Hey, she can step wherever she likes.
Someone screenshot Jimmy's face when he did like the dog. Like the dog, he was like, "Hey, could I do that?" wow, that was great. Oh,
I don't think Jade weighs as much as I would think she weighs. I would guess like how tall is she? 5'10", 5'11"?
Yeah, about that.
180, maybe 185.
Well, we got a quick hype package as Jimmy tries to figure out how much Jade weighs and if he wants her to step on him. We got a hype package for AEW Dynamite and Rampage Grand Slam in Arthur Ashe Stadium in New York. Are you going this year? You went last year.
When is it?
September 21st.
Yeah. If MJF's back, sure.
I love that. Gotta be qualifiers. Backstage, we go to the Young Bucks, who are talking about all their friends being hurt and being out after Forbidden Door. They don't even have Brandon Cutler behind the camera. They said they only have one friend that are left, and Nick says the AEW World Tag Team titles, but you could tell Matt was referencing someone else. Matt says he hears the Forbidden Door is cracked open and says that Yoshihashi and Hiroki Goto won a shot at the tag team titles. He says they challenge Goto and Hashi to an eliminator match this Friday on Rampage. And Nick Jackson says if they don't win, they can go to hell. Goto, get it? Goto, go to. Great stuff. What did you think about this quick little promo here?
It was fine. It is what it is. I'm here for Nick Jackson and that thing he carries around. The belt. The belt is what I'm talking about. Obviously.
Yeah, I hope you talk about the belt because that Matt Jackson, the acting ability was there.
Oh my God.
Him teasing that they were talking about the friend that they still have left here being Hangman Page. That's what I think. That's what I took from this segment.
By the way, how much Forbidden Door stuff we gotten today? We haven't, by the way. We haven't got our fucking All Atlantic champion. He's not here. The women's champion who had a match that night. She's not here. By the way, we haven't gotten to it yet, but Jon Moxley is not even announced as the AEW champion when he came out. By the way,
I thought he was. Announced as
no, because you know me. I skipped that fucking nonsense. So when he was fucking Justin Roberts ready to talk, I was like, he's gonna say AEW champion, and then he's gonna say Jon Moxley nonsense. But he went right to his Jon Moxley nonsense. I actually heard some of that shit. I had it muted. Yeah. Imagine trying to get yourself over your fucking announcer. Would you shut up?
The Polished Gent says, shout out to the cameraman for the shot of the night during Blood and Butts.
Jesus, aren't you a creep?
Wow. We got some creeps in the live chat.
I know I can't really talk, but Jesus.
Oh, man. Yeah, and he's telling you, watch Road 2. They showed Pac on Road 2.
Love that.
And Thunder Rosa. Thunder Rosa was on Road 2 as well. I thought he said I did think I thought he said he's the interim AEW
I
champion.
could be wrong.
Yeah.
But I doubt it.
Yeah, I thought he did say it. That's just me. I thought he did.
Well, the darkies agree with me. I agree with y'all, then I'm here for it. Sit and see him. Team
Darkies. Okay, we're Team Darkies. Jim Ross makes his entrance for the Blood and Guts match. And then we got something we always talk about, Jimmy. We got a fucking video package for the main event. I was shocked. And this video package actually foreshadowed one of the spots in the matchup. With Ruby, we had Ruby Soho during this video package talk about her friendship with Eddie Kingston, talk about his respect for Jon Moxley and Ortiz, and that would lead into the main event, which was, of course, Blood and Guts. We had the cage coming down with the ominous music. We had the Blood and Guts rules, which was slightly different from last year. Blood and Guts is going to begin with one member from each team. That was the same. But instead of 2-minute intervals like last year, we got 4-minute intervals. After the 4 minutes have expired, one member of the JAS will enter, giving them a 2-on-1 advantage. Each team will then alternate sending a man in every 3 minutes. So what did you think about these, a slight adjustment of the rules here?
Was that an adjustment? I felt like it was too long in between people coming in. I'm sorry. It's just a long ass match. I wasn't mad at it. It worked out in the end, but it was fine.
And then out come the JAS, the Jericho Appreciation Society, dressed like a strip club version of NSYNC. with all red outfits, red top hats, red fedoras, and suspenders, and red suspenders.
So ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
Thank you, MCAPS. No, I didn't hear no damn interim champion. I'd be listening for shit like that. It's my goal in life. It's my goal in life to shit on TK. I listen for everything.
We had Eddie Kingston, Santana, and Ortiz come out to Eddie's theme song. Huge pop for Eddie when he came out. Huge pop also for the Blackpool Combat Club, led by Claudio Castagnoli with Wheeler Yuta. William Regal joined the commentary team, and Jon Moxley to a huge pop from the crowd with the Wild Thing theme song. I mean, I did hear them say interim AEW World Champion, but M. Katzen, yeah, maybe it's that. I don't know. But yes, this huge pop for all the baby faces on the babyface team. Jericho's facial expressions outside of the ring were on point throughout this matchup. We got to start the match, it was Sammy Guevara for the JAS versus Claudio Castagnoli for BCC. Claudio starts off showing off his power, tossing Sammy around from ring to ring, hitting some impressive European uppercuts. He goes for the giant, first, Sammy tries to avoid him by hopping from one ring to another. Claudio eventually gets him and goes for the giant swing, but in comes Daniel Garcia with his red do-rag. That was just a ridiculous look, but I love it. Claudio starts landing European uppercuts on both men, but until the numbers advantage gets to him, we get "We Want Yuta" chants from the crowd, and Wheeler Yuta comes in second for the BCC. He starts hitting rolling German suplexes on both Garcia and Guevara, ending with a European uppercut German suplex combo on Sammy. Jake Hager is the next to come in, and he goes after Yuta, and then we get a real American showdown of Jake Hager and Claudio Castagnoli as they both toss Wheeler and Garcia individually from one ring to another. This was the Real Americans Collide, and even the Detroit fans start chanting "We the People." Shout out to my uncle, Dutch Mantel. Claudio Castagnoli hits an awesome springboard European uppercut on Hager to gain control, but the numbers once again get to the BCC. Next in is Jon Moxley, and Jon Moxley is the resident madman of this blood and guts match. He comes in with a steel chair, he throws it at Hager's head, he then hits an X-Plex on Sammy before gouging at the nose of Garcia. He pulls out a fork and stabs Garcia in the goddamn head, making him pour out blood. He's the first one to start bleeding. Claudio is choking Sammy on the second rope right in front of Ty, as we see Garcia leaking with the blood. Claudio and Moxley hit a gorilla press into a cutter, with Yuta following with the top rope splash. The Blackpool Combat Club are working really well with each other. At this point, we see them hit stereo anvil, hammer and anvil elbows to Hager, Garcia, and Sammy. Next in is Angelo Parker, who tries to avoid the BCC by hopping around from ring to ring. Claudio catches him and delivers a gauntlet suplex. Then they basically play ping pong with his body. At this point, this is when freaking Jon Moxley was a madman throughout this. But Ortiz is the next in for the BCC. Then Matt Menard is the next in for the JAS. He comes in, he pushes Mox's head into the cage, but then Mox pulls out shoes and pulls them into Menard's goddamn head. I was just like, Moxley just had various things coming out of his pocket at certain points in this matchup. So Menard is bleeding. We get broken glass being introduced from Jon Moxley. He delivers a power driver to Angelo Parker onto the broken glass. That was just vicious. He's bleeding at this point. He was probably the most busted open after Moxley started stabbing him in the head with the broken glass as well. Santana is the next in for the BCC, but he is immediately injured on a Uranagi, and
Jesus,
ugly angle for his leg. Just going out. Like, he was not involved in the action after this spot here. And then finally Jericho comes in for the JAS, and of course it leads to the big showdown, the big moment, which is of course Eddie Kingston coming in for BCC. Eddie was just had the most badass entrance into the cage ever. He just comes in and he just hitting people nonchalantly with the kendo stick as he marches towards Jericho. He puts Jericho into the corner as Jericho tries to get out of the door, and he starts nailing him with multiple kendo stick shots. He then pulls out rubbing alcohol, but Hager stops him before he can pour it on Jericho. We see Ty passing Jericho some rubbing alcohol through the cage. Yuta and Moxley hit a doomsday device on Garcia, while Ortiz and Kingston hit a double team powerbomb on Hager, putting him through a table in between the rings. Mox and Yuta pull out multiple bags of tacks, while Claudio exposes the wooden boards in the first ring. Moxley delivers an X-Press to Daddy Magic on the thumbtacks, and you can see all the thumbtacks in his fucking back. Holy shit! What the hell is Angelo Parker? How did he get here? How did he get here? This is the point of the match. I'm just like, this is going totally bananas. This was bonkers at this point, where we had this guy hanging upside down from the fucking ring support that was holding the two rings together. Daddy Magic just hanging out like a stuffed pig. We get Moxley puts the bulldog choke on Menard while trying to force him face first into the tacks. This leads to Jericho pouring the rubbing alcohol in his eyes and then throws tacks into his open wound. Jericho low blows Moxley and delivers a DDT into the tacks. He then drags Moxley into the tacks and puts on the walls of Jericho. Eddie Kingston then comes from the first ring into the second and throws a handful of thumbtacks into Jericho's eyes. We get Ty Conti tries to get involved. She punches out the referee and then she unlocks the cage for Jericho to escape. At this point, Ruby Soho comes down. She fights off Ty Conti and they go to the back. While this is going on, we see Jericho climbing up the cage to the top, and of course Eddie Kingston is right there to follow. And as I was like, nothing good can come of this. Nothing good can come of this with these two up here. So the two rivals are fighting on top of the cage, with Kingston biting Jericho and then delivering the spinning back fist. Sammy Guevara joins them. He attacks Eddie from behind. Sammy pushes Eddie's head into the cage roof and then checks on Jericho. At that point, Kingston low blows Guevara, and then in the spot of the match, the spot of the show, he fucking throws Sammy off the fucking cage. Sammy does a Jeff Hardy swanton bomb, falling off the cage through a pile of tables and supports. Much better throw off the cage than last year with Jericho. Sammy was absolutely dead at this point, as well as Angelo Parker, who was finally let down from being hugged like a stuffed pig. Kingston and Jericho start trading punches on top of the cage until Eddie bites him, then rips off his shirt. They trade off fucking chops. Both men start crawling, trying not to fall through the center of the cage. Jericho eventually applies the walls of Jericho to Kingston, but then Claudio climbs up and he makes the save for Eddie, and then in probably even scarier than the dive off the cage was Claudio doing the swing on top of the cage, because his hands could have slipped and Jericho would have went flying. This leads to Daddy Magic climbing up and he attacks Claudio from behind. And then at this point, it leads to the finish of the matchup where Kingston has Jericho dead to rights. He puts him in the stretch plum, the same finisher that helped him beat Jericho at Revolution. At the same time, right behind Eddie, Claudio puts Daddy Magic in the sharpshooter, and Daddy Magic taps out before Jericho can. And this leads to Claudio, the last man, the last reserve for the Blackpool Combat Club, getting the win on the most lowliest member of the Jericho Appreciation Society and denying Eddie his final revenge on Jericho of making him tap and making him surrender in blood and guts. I thought that this was an absolute bloody spectacle, a war that lived up to the hype in every way. That crowd elevated everything, elevated everything in this matchup. It looked like Eddie was upset with Claudio and looked like Eddie had a bad back. He at one point he even says to Claudio, he's like, I'm not going to stand up. My back is fucked. But he eventually begrudgingly raises hands with Claudio. They show respect, and then at the end, the BCC, all the members except for Santana, who was taken out of the cage earlier in the matchup, they
Not
celebrate
nearly soon enough. God damn.
He was in there for
20
a while.
minutes.
He was in there for a while. They all celebrate on top of the cage in victory. Man, oh man, what did you think of Blood and Guts 2, Jimmy?
This match was a complete fucking mess, and I loved every minute of it. The only part I didn't like was something you couldn't help, and that was Santana getting hurt. Credit to everybody for fucking working around that somehow. Credit to some of the older gentlemen, Chris Jericho in particular, for taking some of the risks he took that I would not have taken. I'm rich. I'm a legend. I don't need to do any of this shit. I got Roe v. Wade overturned. I don't need to take any of this shit from any of you. I'm not doing a goddamn thing. Fuck all of it.
Oh my god. No, why?
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
Fair.
You know you deserve that
one. But Jericho did some personal face instructions were fantastic. He took some hella chances, climbed the cage for one, that big swing for two. I thought, what's the fucking not Squareface? What's the other one's name in 2.0?
Angelo Parker.
He might have been. Everyone was great in this match. I can't give him MVP because his running around I thought was perfect. It was hilarious. It made sense. And then for him to get hung outside of the ring like a victim, it just worked for me. And all this was great. I loved everything. And it built. I thought we were going to climax with Jericho and Eddie on top of the cage. It just worked. I was like, this is where we started. I needed this in my life. And then we kind of segue into it feels Eddie and Claudio at some point. Because Eddie, while he swallowed his pride tonight, I can't imagine it swallowed forever, so to speak.
I love that finish. I just love that finish because it was very appropriate, like you said, that it came down to Eddie and Chris Jericho. And I mean, I think you agree with me from your description. This was so much better than last year's Blood and Guts because we built to it. We built to this stage, and it felt like this was the climax of the story. But now Eddie can say, "No, I'm not done with Jericho. I didn't get my revenge. I want to murder this man." So y'all cannot. You denied me my satisfaction. He can have one more big blow off singles match with Jericho, and then I think by the time we get to All Out, I think we're gonna get Eddie and Claudio. Because I think this was just the simmer. This was just the match being lit for what will be this ongoing rivalry between these two men, continuing what started before Claudio went to WWE.
Agreed. Props to, by the way, I do want to give some credit to Dummy, Tony Khan, that is, for learning his lesson from last year. All you asking if Sammy's okay. Sammy's bump was padded, as it should be, because that's common fucking sense. But it was shot better, and it looked better, and we're all fucking happy. Great job. Now, still, I don't care how much padded down there. I'm not taking that bump. Good job on Sammy, though. He knows his worth. Something he's fucking good for.
Yeah, I will say this was nice little storytelling too with the polished gent said. He was like, it was awesome seeing Moxley hand Yuta a bag of tacks. Like it was just another lesson he was trying to teach. Yuta just watches Mox pour him out and then does the same. The grasshopper is learning. And I loved Regal on commentary. Like, I tried to stray them away from this, but this is Moxley.
You dropping the fucking bag at first? Like an idiot. Love you. Just saying. Jesus, y'all some fucking creeps. You can go Taze Conti's Instagram, see better pictures than that. What is wrong with y'all? Fucking creeps, Jesus.
Oh my god, will you stop? But yes, oh man, that spot by Sammy took that beautifully too. Though
he did.
He was almost like a dead body being pushed off of it, like a dead body just getting flipped off off that cage, man. That was so beautifully shot. So much great action, so many great moments. And yes, you had the amount of blood that you needed to satisfy the bloodthirsty fans who wanted it. And like I said, the cherry on top was that finish of Claudio being the one that denied Eddie from getting his real revenge, because this was all, at the end of the day, it wasn't Blackpool Combat Club versus Jericho Appreciation Society that started this. It was Eddie versus Jericho.
I love Eddie's face when the bell rings, and he's so confused about why the bell's ringing. He knows Chris Jericho didn't tap out. I didn't feel him tap out. I didn't see him tap out. The fuck's going on? He turns around like, what the fuck? I thought, dude. Eddie is so good. And matter of fact, I know we get caught up on Sammy, and we always give Eddie as much credit as we possibly can. I'm giving some more credit. His laugh after he threw Sammy off, like, I just killed that guy. It was so good. Eddie's he's a whole menace. What the fuck?
Oh my god, Eddie, I'm sorry. Like, Sammy deserves so much credit for that dive, and he was in from the start, same as Claudio. They were in for that whole entire 50-minute matchup, and they put in work. Angelo Parker for getting busted open and taking a power driver into glass and being hung up like a stuffed pig, bleeding out. He deserves credit. Moxley was great for the madman that he is, but my lord, Eddie Kingston just always knows how to stand out in these situations, in these type of matches. He always knows how to stand out.
I don't know what I want for Eddie. I know I do want for Eddie for fucking be the star of the show every night, but I'm not sure how high he can go for the talent on the roster. But fuck it, whatever he wants.
Sky's the limit for Eddie. Oh man, yeah, you my boy Blue saying I love this show. Yeah, this was a great show. So I don't think we have to do much, but of course, in the live chat, give us a thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle. Out of 10, what did you give the show? Your match of the night, which should be easy, MVP and LVP. Let's put our thumbs in the middle first, Jimmy, for the June 29th, 2022 edition of AEW Dynamite in 3, 2, 1. I think this is an easy thumbs up when it's centered around one show. Out of 10, what did you give the show, Jimmy?
8.5. I really like the show. I really liked it. Maybe even a 9. I really liked this episode.
I'm going 9 out of 10. I gave Forbidden Door 9 out of 10. I gotta give this show 9 out of 10 because this was like, I thought the LA show was their best post pay-per-view show, and then they just one-upped it with this one.
Which one is that?
That was the one with the MJF promo. The one after Double or Nothing. Yeah.
That's all I remember from it, though, to be fair.
Thanks.
The only thing this show I remember is the fucking blood and guts, to be fair.
Hey, that's the last hour, though. It's the last hour, so fair enough. Oh man, so yes, this is an easy 9 out of 10 show for me. Nearly a perfect show. Who match of the night? I think it's fairly obvious. Yeah, Blood and Guts. Blood and Guts for sure. LVP of this show, Jimmy.
I can't go with Tony Khan this episode. He did a good job, or at the very least hired somebody who did a good job. Shit. It's like, I mean, I know he couldn't help it. It's not his fault. These things just happen. It's got to be Santana, right? I mean, he missed out on the moment.
Mean.
He lost the match. He got hurt. Fuck, he's gonna be out for a year probably, ACL or something. Didn't get the big moment at the end. After his starting performance with that Jericho segment where he hemmed him up, all this to fucking have a crash. It's not his fault, but I'm just saying. Just a thought.
I mean, yeah, I want to give it to an inanimate object of the injuries. The injuries is the LVP for me, but I have to give it to somebody. So yeah, I'll give it to Austin Gunn because his daddy don't love him. I think MCAS is onto it. Yeah, it's Austin Gunn. See MCAS knows. MCAS.
Wow. Sesame Daddy ass. That's hilarious. Sorry.
Sesame Daddy ass. I don't disagree with Bone Daddy. I don't think the commentary is the LVP. I think the commentary did a good job on this show.
Mostly. I am both always shocked by Excalibur's encyclopedic like knowledge of wrestling and grossed by his terrible timing. Fucking motherfuckers are stabbing each other with forks and blood. We're gonna have CM Punk versus John Moxley at some point. What the fuck are you talking about? What are you babbling about, sir? Motherfuckers getting stabbed.
Like, shut the fuck up. Well said. Well said. MVP. Who is your MVP? It has to be from the Blood and Guts match. If you want to give multiple, you can.
Ricky's a creep. Sir, her whole asshole wasn't showing. Have you seen an asshole? If you've seen an asshole, you know what an asshole looks like. You'd be like, oh my God, it's her asshole. I'm just saying. He's got a great ass, but you couldn't even see it. She's on the ground. Like, this feels creepy.
That was kind of creepy, yes.
Shit, I really want to give to Ange. And I really want to give to Jericho. I might have to go with Eddie. I'm sorry. He feels different than the entire roster. He even felt different in a fucking match full of psychopaths. I'm going with Eddie. Eddie Kingston.
This is unanimous. I gotta give it to Eddie Kingston because it's not just his performance in the match; it's the character work at the end. The character work at the end of yes, I'm a babyface, so I'm gonna begrudgingly be happy. Yeah, we won, but you can tell even his facial expression. You can tell he's not satisfied at all. He's not happy with this win
at all, and I'm here for wherever this goes. I hope they build it nicely. But we still have the Punk thing, because I can see Eddie going against Punk. You'd call him a scumbag. Two-face. Punk bitch.
Two-face scumbag.
Eddie, whatever Eddie does next, I'm here for. I feel bad for Ortiz and Santana, though. Santana for getting hurt, and Ortiz for, I assume, getting dropped by the wayside for another year or so.
Hopefully not. But yes, Eddie Kingston is my MVP as well. But Jimmy, that brings us to a close on AEWramble episode 49. Hey, when they devote the last hour to one match, it's easy to, sum
it's true.
Everything
it's good booking. It's not a whole lot to complain about.
Exactly. Not a whole lot to complain about. You only had 5 or 6 disclaimers on the show, but let the people know where they can find you on social media and, of course, your awesome YouTube channel, sir.
At Jimmy Macram on Twitter. Where are you with these adults? At Instagram, on Instagram and on YouTube. Also, JimmyMacram.com. I have a comic book. It's called Ascension. It's there, available for purchase at the moment. Thank you all. Yes, 3 not deserved.
Yes. oh, CM, will you stop with your pandering to your client. You can follow me on the Twitter machine at True Hill SP3. I'll be back here on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel on Saturday, 11:05 a.m. Eastern Time. True Hill Heat 182 with special guest Ella J of SE Scoops. Do you remember who Ella J is, Jimmy? She to give you the reminder, she's the one that the one you always break up about Tony Khan shutting her down when she asked about the NWA.
Oh! I was gonna say she's somebody. The way you said it, I was like, uh-oh. I was like, is this somebody who I really need Roe v. Wade for? I don't remember everybody.
Jesus Christ, will you stop?
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
Oh, but Ella J, my fucking hero, helped expose this bum for the bum that he is. Sorry.
Thank you. Yes.
By the way, the boys' hero, guys. I've seen that episode. It's fucking fantastic.
Yes. Go to Jimmy Macram YouTube channel to watch his reaction and reviews. He's doing The Boys right now. We're finishing up Moon Knight. We're going to start Umbrella Academy, but join us on Saturday, 11:05 a.m. Eastern Time, True Hill Heat 182. It'll be myself, Miss Chrissy Love, and Ella J of SE Scoops. Also, check out for this weekend, the big show, Money in the Bank. We did our WWE Money in the Bank preview with special guest Connor Casey of comicbook.com. Also join. Yes, that was great.
I'm sorry.
Join us live here on Saturday, 8 p.m. 7:30, no, 8 p.m. Eastern time for our Money in the Bank watch along hosted by Romeo. And of course, that's going to lead into UFC 276 watch along as well. But for myself and Jimmy, you can also follow the gang, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at True Hill Heat.
Wait a minute.
And of course, yes.
I know you're more to saying harsh. Oh, your kid's there. Let me be clean. I wasn't saying she should be done away with. I'm just saying she's attractive. And after I was done with her, she would have to do away with something. That's what I was saying. Was that clean enough? I think I kept...
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Hill Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
Follow us, yes. Go $3 a month, patreon.com/True Hill Heat and prowrestlingtees.com/True Heels. Before Jimmy says anything else that gets us in trouble, Jimmy Macram, it is me, your True Hill Phenom, SP3. This has been AEWramble, episode 49, The Forgotten Door. We are signing off until next time.